Shalom, shalom. Your brother Yerad Maccabees. Shalom, Israel. We want to give all honor, all praises to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His Son, who we know as Jesus the Christ, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Right? I want to give double honors to the elders in this thing at HODC, all the elders worldwide, been in this thing for decades and decades, doing this thing, patiently waiting for the return of Christ, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. I want to give a shout out to all the brothers in this, hoping, praying, fasting, applying, hitting the highways and byways, waking up the people, right? Gathering the sheep, right? Shout out to the women in this thing, patiently waiting, enduring, serving their husbands, being submissive, and to the kids in this thing, staying away from all instances of evil, right? Shalom, Israel. We're going to get into today. And this is just Valentine's Day rebuke, Superbowl rebuke, man. Our people, we real caught up in we real caught up in these lies, man. It's it is not it. It is not it. Right? Because what we got to realize is what is Valentine's Day? What is the origins of this? We're going to start with Valentine's Day. So the actual holiday is Lupercalia, right? And if you're familiar with your Latin, Luper meaning wolf, Calia meaning celebration, right? So look at this. Lupercalia was an ancient pagan festival held each year in Rome on February 15th. Although Valentine's Day shares its name with a martyred Christian saint, some historians believe the holiday is actually an offshoot of Lupercalia. Unlike Valentine's Day, however, Lupercalia was a bloody, violent, and sexually charged celebration awash with animal sacrifice and random matchmaking and coupling in hopes of warding off evil spirits and infertility. So what do you think they were doing on a fertility holiday? Right? So let's get into it. No one knows the exact origin of Lupercalia, but it has been traced back as far as the 6th century BC. According to Roman legend, the ancient king Aemilius ordered Romulus and Remus, his twin nephews and founders of Rome, to be thrown into the Tiber River to drown in retribution for their mother's broken vow of celibacy. A servant, took pity on them, however, and placed them inside a basket on the river instead. The so-called river god carried the basket and the brothers downriver to a wild fig tree where it became caught in the branches. The brothers were rescued and cared for by a she-wolf in the den at the base of a Palatine hill where Rome was founded. Now, the twins were later adopted by a shepherd and his wife and learned their father's trade. After killing the uncle who ordered their death, they found the cave of the she-wolf who nurtured them and named it Lupercal. It's thought that Lupercalia took place to honor the she-wolf and please the Roman fertility god Lupercus. And we find pictures of this, right? This is what they were weaned at the breasts of a she-wolf. If you wonder why Esau, the so-called white man, they have this love for dogs, why there's 18 Air Bud movies, all these dog movies, because this is what they're into, man. This is their history. Right, look at this. All these lewd. With me, Israel. Sorry, it's too much. All this lewd history. This is what they're into, man. This is why they do all that putting peanut butter on themselves and dogs licking them and all this other stuff. This is their history, man. Sucking dog breast. No, that's not something else. Right? Then you have ritual sacrifice. Ritual sacrifice. Lupercalia rituals took place in few places. Luper Cave on Palatine Hill, and within Roman open-air public meeting places called the Comitium. The festival began at Luper Cave with the sacrifice of one or more male goats, a representation of sexuality, and a dog. And if you wonder, that's why they have the Baphomet symbol, why they do all that lewd stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're aware, right? Baphomet symbol spelling that correctly. Baphomet symbol, he was a fertility, right? He was found with some fertility, and it was the head of a goat. And if you notice, right, and androgynous, right, meaning he's both male. The Baphomet was both male and female, right, with the phallus of a man, right, with the phallus of a man, right, that's what that's symbolizing, and the breast of a woman's, and a goat's head, right. So that's why it's the root of that. It's just wickedness, man. The sacrifice is performed by the Luperci, a group of Roman priests. Afterwards, the foreheads of the two naked Luperci were smeared with the animal's blood using the bloody sacrificial knife. The blood was then removed with a piece of milk-soaked wool as the Luperci laughed. Let's get a quick precept, man. Get a quick precept. All right, bear with me, Israel. Because Esau loves blood. Rubbing themselves with animal blood. All right. Zoom in. All right. Right, here it is. All right. So the book of Ezekiel, right, chapter 35 and verse 6, right? Just so we get the context, right? Ezekiel 35 and verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Right? Read verse 5. Because thou hast had, actually, we want verse 6, right? Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since see if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So this is how you know, man, right? And they hated, and they kill. It was killing us, man. They shed the blood of the children of Israel, right? Shedding the blood of animals, right? They love blood, man. That's why their name was called Edom, right? So let's get into the feast, right? So in ancient Rome, feasting began after ritual sacrifice. When the feast of Lupercal was over, the Luperci cut stripes called thongs or fubria of goat's hide from newly sacrificed goats. So this you see the origins of all this thing, all the the buying of the lewd underwear for your to commit fornication. Right, you go into Victoria's Secret, to go freak off, This is not it. This is not it. Then they ran naked or nearly naked around Palatine, whooping any woman within striking distance with the tongs. During Lupercalia, the men randomly chose a woman's name from a jar to be coupled with them for the duration of the festival. Often the couple stayed together until the following year's festival. Many fell in love and married. Over time, nakedness during Lupercalia lost popularity. The festival became more chaste. If undignified, women whooped on their hands by fully clothed men. Right? And then right, that's really all I want on that. Right? Because it's still, but it has a lewd origin, right? And it's still, even though people still, to nowadays, they may be clothed, they still freaking off, right? Spiritually, right? You're spiritually naked now, right? And so here's what it goes with Saint Valentine, right? So there are several legends surrounding the life of Saint Valentine, a man executed by the Roman Emperor Claudius II after being imprisoned for assisting persecuted Christians and secretly marrying Christian couples in love. Right? So that's where that comes from, right? And it's supposed to be a celebration of his whole, him marrying people and him being executed. Right? But the whole point is, it's based off Lupercalia, man. Right? Let's get some quick precepts. Because at the end of the day, does God appreciate these feast days? Right? See how the Lord feels, man. Right? Amos 5 and verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So this is obviously during the time of, under the first covenant with animal sacrifices. But what does it say? I despise your feast days. Because if you look in Leviticus 23, we have our own feast days, our own celebrations. Right? And in Valentine's Day, it's a day of lust, right? Because at the end of the day, right? Bear with me. Job, I believe it's Job 14. Get a quick precept. Or is it Job 11? Yeah, it's Job 14. Come on. Job 14 and verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. So if you're celebrating something and it's unclean, its origins is unclean, no matter what you do, you can't clean it up. You think the Most High cares if I really like this girl and I bought her flowers. Oh, I really I've been crushing on this man forever. I've been liking his Instagram posts, and we've been having lewd phone sex and all this other stuff. We've been sending each other lewd pictures. The Lord's not behind that, man. Right? The Lord deals in righteousness. Right? He's not into people lewdly freaking off and having and committing all kinds of adultery and fornication. Right? He's not the God of unrighteousness. Right? Because here's the real thing, man. And this goes in, with the, Super Bowl, right? We're gonna get into that soon, right? What does it say right here? Colossians 2 and verse 8: beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit after the traditions of men. So don't after the rudiments of the world and not after Hamashiach. right? So this is your problem, man. You people want to follow after Remius and Romulus. You want to be like the founders of Rome. You know, you don't even that's Israel's problem, man. You don't know. Y'all don't know what y'all celebrate, man. Y'all don't know what y'all serve. Right? Book of John, chapter 4, and verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. So we know what we're worshiping, man. We're worshiping Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, right? We know the origins of our customs, right? They're right here in this Bible. We know what we're worshiping, man. You know, we're not free. We're not caught up in the rudiments of the world, right? And neither should you, right? Show me an instance. Show me an instance where Christ said, "Love the world," where He said, "Be a part of it," where He said, man," because remember, Christ lived during the time of the Romans. You think Christ, right? You think Yahweh Shah celebrating Lupercalia? There's no account of that. No, it's just ridiculous, man. Ridiculous, right? Because what does it say, man? Proverbs 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Choose none of his ways. Don't act, don't think. Because you're going off, right? And you're going to get put to death. You're going to get put to death, point blank, period. You know, it's not, this thing isn't a game, man. You know, Israel, we got to stop playing. We just got to stop playing. This is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Right? What does the Bible command us to do? Right? Leviticus 19 and verse 29, it says, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. And that's what we see, man. You know, man, we're grooming our children to do these things, man. You know, and it starts with, you know, when they're young, you train them up. We send them to their schools, and you know what they're doing? You know what they're going to do tomorrow? Oh, well, let's cut up Valentine's Day cards. Let's make a Valentine's Day card. Now it's ingrained in the child. Oh, I got to celebrate Valentine's Day. Kids is indoctrinated, man. Doesn't help with all the lewd music. And then what happens? They're not now your baby girl is what? 15, 18, and it's Valentine's Day, and she's in a hospital, and she's in a hotel, right? Doing things that shouldn't be done. Right? Another quick precept. Ridiculous, man. 3 verse 17. Right? Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17. Right? There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Some of you men are doing lewd things, man. You're into these sodomitish ways. Because Rome has been off. Rome is off, man. You know? Do you think Christ was going around, Hamashiach going around, telling people, oh, yeah. Gotta get down with Rome, man. Because their entire, right, where is it? Right, their entire worship of anything is always lewd. It's always lewd. Look at the worship of their god Dionysus, or who you also know as Bacchus, right? And we find him in the Apocrypha, right? So Seleucus was celebrating him, right? The worship of Dionysus, right? That's the Greek name, who the Romans call Bacchus, or rather the Bacchic mysteries and orgies, Bacchanalia, are said to have been introduced from southern Italy into Etruria and from thence into Rome. So look at this, man. Where they were carried on in secret and during the latter time of their existence at night. The initiated did not only indulge in feasting and drinkings at their meetings, but when their minds were heated with wine, they indulged in coarsest excess and most unnatural vices. Young girls and youths were seduced, and all modesty was set aside. Every kind of vice found here, its full satisfactions, right? So I'm not going to read this whole thing, right? But just so you see, they have a history of going off, man. All types of lewd fornications, right? Because you got to understand. Got to understand. Bear with me. Bear with me. There it is. Oh, I had it. Right? So look, Hebrews 13 and verse 4, right? Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. So the Lord is dealing with marriage, right? Marriage, you laying down with a woman, right? And taking care of her and having that sacred covenant, right? And it says the bed undefiled, meaning the Lord's not looking what you do with your rib. The Lord's not looking at that, what you do with your husband, right? But whoremongers and adulterers, Yahweh will judge. You see that, man? You're gonna get, there's a judgment behind that, man. You know what you're gonna get? You're gonna get the second death, right? Bear with me. Got to get a quick preset, right there. There it is, right? You're gonna get put to death, right? Didn't have this one written down, but came to me through His Spirit. Right, so look at this, man. So hold up, just so we get the understanding, right? This is John, right? Right, Revelation 21 and verse 1. I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Right? These are the other kingdoms, right? And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So this is the context, right? But let's see who's not going to be in there. It says, but the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So that's the judgment you're going to get. You're going to get that second death. You're going to get that second death. Right? And some of y'all being whoremongers and adulterers, man, cheating on your spouses, right? Your husbands. Right? Let's see what Job said, right? Let's start it from the top, right? Actually, it says, Job 31 and verse 1, I made a covenant with mine eyes. Why then should I think upon a maid? So he said, I made a covenant with my eyes, right? Not supposed to be gazing, right? Not supposed to be on your phone, scrolling, liking on Instagram. Oh, yeah, she got the fatty. She got the fatty. Oh, man, and you woman, man. Y'all not slick either. You sisters, right? Y'all got to get right too. Posting yourself on Instagram or with half naked. Oh, I want to post a half naked photo because I feel good. You have a husband, right? And if you don't, you shouldn't be showing your goods to everybody, because then how are you wife material if anyone could just go on your Instagram and see what your husband can see, what should only be for his eyes, right? You're not being sacred, right? But let's get to the point, right? Job 31 and verse 9, it says, if mine heart have been deceived by a woman, or I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, right? Meaning if I commit adultery, then let my wife grind unto another, and let others bow down upon her. So Job's saying, man, if you cheat on your wife, well, guess what, man? The Most High is gonna have someone bend your wife over, bench press her to the mattress. Right? Didn't that happen with David? Right? Didn't he commit adultery? And then Absalom laid with his own son, laid with his wives in the sight of Israel. Right? Verse 11, for this is a heinous crime. Yea, it is an iniquity to be punished by the judges. For it is a fire that consumeth to destruction, and would root out all mine increase. So you doing this, man, you're going to destroy yourself. You're going to destroy yourself going into this thing, man. Right? Let's see what Solomon has to say on this matter, man. Because you shouldn't be giving yourself over to lewd women, right? And lewd men all the same, right? Proverbs 6:24, to keep from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Because you could destroy yourself behind this thing, man. You could destroy yourself behind this thing. Look at this, man. He said, can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned? Can one go up upon hot coals and his feet not be burned? Right? Meaning, guess what, man? You know what you're doing. You know it's off. You know it's lewd. You're going to get judgment behind that thing. You know that. Right? So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent. Right? Men do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. Right? You might have mercy on a thief, man. Right? Homeless dude steals your cheeseburger. You're not going to be as mad. He's hungry. Right? It's a crime. Not to say it's right to steal, obviously. Right? Going back to Exodus 20. But you're going to have a little more compassion on him, man. Right? Even say, if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. Right? Going back into the law. Right? You would have to give restitution. Right? But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. So guess what, man? You could, let you get caught in the act with someone's wife, man. Some people not gonna have that temperance, man. People die behind this thing. People get killed, right? They kill the wife, right? So you sisters know too, man. They'll do the snap, kill you, kill the man, right? Kill the kids, even in some of the most extreme instances, right? There's accounts of this happening, right? Because guess what? What does it say? For jealousy is the rage of a man, right? So what you need to do is it's just not freak off, man. Just not freak off, right? Let's get another precept, right? Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, right? Because under wisdom, right, is the fear of Yahweh and keeping his commandments, right? That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger with flattereth with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement and beheld the simple ones I discerned among the youths, a young man void of understanding. Passing through the house near her corner, he went into her house. This is what y'all do. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black, dark night. Right? I think y'all low, right? Sending secret texts. Right? Oh, yeah, you oh yeah, I got a work call. You telling your wife, telling your husband, oh yeah, I'm just going out to meet with some friends. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart. So this is the thing I want to touch on. With the attire of an harlot, because a lot of women, you think you think you're dressing with modesty, but the Lord said there's an attire of an harlot. Some of y'all, y'all look just like y'all might as well be strippers. You got leggings on, right? That's underwear, right? You showing every little thing to every man. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now she is without, now in the street, and lieth wait at every corner. Right? Let's get down. And this is what she said, man. Look at this. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day I paid my vows. Therefore I came forth to meet thee, to diligently seek thy face. I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. And this is what y'all do, man. Y'all have y'all make those bed of roses. Right? This is what some of y'all do, man. You got the bed full of roses. And some of us have done this thing, man. We got to stop. I perfume my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love into the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not home. He is gone in a long journey. So this is an account of adultery. This is what y'all do, man. He taketh a bag of money with him. He would come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she causeth him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He go after her straightway, as an ox goeth to slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till the dart strike his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not it is for his life. Hearken now unto me, therefore, O you children, attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray unto her paths, for she have cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Think about how many of our mighty men of Israel have been gone astray over women, man. Ahab, a mighty king, fallen. Samson, a mighty judge, fallen. David committed adultery. Adam. This is it right here, man. Her house is the way to hell, going down into the chambers, of death. And this is the problem, man. You know, we don't fear the Most High. We don't want to keep no commandments, man. We just want to go off, have all types of lewd fornication. Right? Right? The book of Sirach, right? Chapter 9 and verse 2. Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance. Meet not an harlot, lest thou fall into her snares. So this is the problem. You know, our men, we don't have any kind of self-restraint. You know, it's just falling into our lust, man. Just falling into our lust. Right? Look at this, man. Book of First Esdras, right? Chapter 4 and verse 27. Yea, there have been many that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake. Some of you jakes are weak, man. You know, you women, oh, you don't love me. Oh, we got to say, oh, everyone else is getting Valentine's Day gifts and chocolates and roses. You don't love me. And what do, man? You break, you fold. The Lord's not doing, he can't use weak men, right? Stand manfully. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. Many have perished, erred, and sinned for women. Right? And even David fell to this, man. So this is what we can't do. Right? Because it all starts with your eyes. It all starts with your eyes. This is what you need to do, man. Right? And it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah, but David tarried still at Jerusalem. So this is where David was going off. He was supposed to be at war, right? Because it's not like today where you have different offices and things like that. The king held multiple roles. That's why the king had to know the law, because he was a judge, right? But he was also a general, right? Your king's supposed to go to battle. That's why I said when kings go forth to battle, right? And it came to pass at evening tide, David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. From the roof, he saw a woman washing herself. The woman was very beautiful to look upon. So this is where he went off, man. He's looking at a naked woman. You know, Satan is on him, right? Because did he make a covenant with his eyes? No, he didn't. David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, is this not Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? And David sent messengers and took her, and she came unto him, and he lay with her. For she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house. And the woman conceived and sent and told David, I'm with child. And this is what this is what happens, man. You know, some of you brothers might need to get DNA tests. You know, Because guess what? Israel been going off for a while, man, since the beginning. Israel has been going off since the beginning. Right, bear with me. Got to get a quick preset. Right, bear with me. Right, that's what I want. Proverbs 30. Right, didn't have this written down, but getting this through the spirit. Right, Proverbs 30 and verse 20. Such is the, actually, no, let's start at 18. There be 3 things which are too wonderful for me, yea, 4 which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of a sea, and the way of a man with a maid. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness. Right? I'm not going to get it. If you got ears to hear, you understand what this is really saying. Right? Because Bathsheba didn't think she did any wickedness. Right? You sisters think you're not doing no wickedness. You men think you're not doing no wickedness, man. Titus. One more precept, man. It's how we're supposed to be. It's how we're supposed to be moving, man. Right? Because this is to you men too, man. All Israel needs to stop doing this, man. Stop celebrating these lewd holidays, right? These days of fornication and lust and drunken revelry, right? You smoking, you getting high, and you're killing yourself, man, physically and spiritually, right? Titus 2 verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged man be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience, right? Because men, how the women aren't going to get in order until we get in order, right? We set the stage. The man is the Yahweh is dealing with the man first. The aged woman, likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, so no more of those getting drunk at brunch, teachers of good things, that they may teach young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to love their husbands, not your side piece, to love their children. Because if you're going off, you fornicating, right? You committing adultery, you're destroying your family. You don't love your kids if you're willing to destroy your family. To be discreet, chaste. You know what that means? To be discreet, meaning you're not revealing yourself sexually, right? You got your head covering on, right? Not showing any cleavage, right? You're dressed modestly, chaste, meaning you're not a whore. Keepers at home, good, obedient to their husbands, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemy. Young men likewise, meaning you guys need to do likewise. Love your wife, love your family. You be chaste. Don't be a whoremonger, right? Don't be a whoremonger. Men, you need to stop destroying your family. In all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works. In doctrine, showing uncorruptness. Right? Get the classic. 1 Timothy 6, verse 9. right? This is the thing, man. The they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, right? Because some of y'all got money, man. You know, you got to have money to be freaking off on all these women, right? Because being rich could also mean just having an abundance, right? Fall into temptation and a snare, into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Right? Because you want the money, the cars, and the clothes, and the hoes, man. It's got to stop in Israel, man. This has to stop. Get one more precept. Right? This is a grievous thing in Israel, man. Grievous thing. Right? Wine and woman will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent. Gonna be small, destroyed. Right? Your understanding is gonna fall away, man. You know, you need to practice practice being chaste, right? Love the wife you have, right? And don't be drunkards, man. This is it's plain, man. It's plain, right? Get one more, right? Let's start from the top, actually, right? Book of Sirach, right? Chapter 25 and verse 1. Right? In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before Yahweh and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and wife that agree together. Three sorts of men my soul hateth, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doteth. If thou hast gathered nothing in thy youth, how can thou find anything in thine age? Because some of you men, y'all don't act your age, man. You preying on all these young women. I'll buy you this and I'll buy you that. And you're prostituting the land, right? Committing the land to whoredom. Right? Here's what Christ. Let's get some words, man. Yahweh Shah said, man. Right? Let's get some wisdom. Here's what some of us need to do. Bear with me. Right? Right? Because this is also, let's just get someone that understand, right? You're not supposed to be leaving your wife either. Right? Moses, because of the hardness, right? Matthew 19, verse 8. And he saith unto them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doth commit adultery. So there's no just, oh, she's not doing what I like, put her away. No, you got to deal with her, man. Like she's committing a fornication or adultery, you can't put her away. Right? Let's get to the point. Right? Verse 11, and he saith unto them, all men cannot receive this saying, say to they to whom it is given. Right? Meaning this is not for everybody if you're called to it in your spirit. Right? There are some eunuchs which are born from their mother's womb. Right? Some men, they come out with their parts not functioning right, or missing things. There are some eunuchs which have been made eunuchs of men. So there's some men, they get their stones, they get cut. They're a Kendall, if you understand. Right? And there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. And this is what Paul was referring to in his letter in 1 Corinthians 7. This is the precept I was thinking about. Right? Because first off, right, let's get an understanding. Right? 1 Corinthians 7 in verse, let's start verse 2. Well, actually, we start at verse 1, actually. Now, concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is not good for a man to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. This is what we're supposed to do, man. Cut your own grass. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise the wife unto the husband. The wife have not power of her own body, but the husband, and likewise the husband have not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourself to fasting and prayer and come together again. Meaning, you, man, don't use sex, don't withhold sex from each other, right? That Satan tempt you not for your incontinency, right? You're only supposed to not give your wife anything, right? Give her over during fasting and prayer, right? And obviously, you want to keep your temple clean, on the Sabbath. You don't want to have any manner of uncleanness, right? But only in fasting and prayer. And some of you wives, man, you like to weaponize the box, and that's not biblical. You got a 6-month headache. That man is burning, right? And you're tempting him, right? That man is enduring, right? And there's no men. Oh, you're on your phone. Oh, not tonight. It's weird if you want to be around men all day, and then you go home to your wife and you don't want to do anything with her. That's a sodomite spirit, man. All right, let's jump down to verse 33. Right? Now, this is not saying don't be married. This is the problem that some men of Israel have. Right? But he that is married care for the things that are of this world, how he may please his wife. Now, is Paul saying don't marry? Right? Don't take care of your woman. No. But some men in Israel put their woman before this gospel, before this truth. And the Lord's not dealing with you, man. The Lord is not dealing with you. Right? He's going to give you over to your lust. Right? And some of us, we like these women from these other nations, man. Right? That was Samson's problem. Right? Lust is a very hurtful thing. Right? Judges chapter 16 and verse 1. Then went Samson into Gaza and saw there an harlot, a whore, and went in onto her. So he was just fornicating, man. Samson was supposed to be, he was a judge of Israel. And this is what he's doing. Right? And this is right. And then what did he do after that? Then it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. So right after freaking off once, he freaks off again. right? And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and said unto her, entice him and see wherein his strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And we will give thee, every one of us, 1,100 pieces of silver. So he didn't even have the discernment on him to realize this woman is plotting on him, right? And we skip down. We're going to get to the point, right? And it came to pass, she pressed him daily with her words and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death. And this is what some of you women do, man. Right? Some of our sisters, you do this in your marriage. You know, man, you still got to hold strong. But some of y'all, you know, you just a man into sin. And this is what she was doing, man. Did Solomon not say that the in fact, let's get that real quick, man. This is how some of you women you be acting, man. It's gotta stop, man. It's gotta stop. It has to, right? Bear with me. Where is it in Proverbs? Tripping. Oh, bear with me. Continual. Right, find this precept real quick. All right, bear with me, Israel. Salakia. This came to me in the spirit. Bear with me. Bear with me, Israel. Salat. Bear with me. All right, hold on. Salakia. There it is, 27 and 15. Proverbs 27 and 15. That's what I'm looking for. Right? Proverbs 27 and verse 15. A continual dripping in a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. So you know when it just won't stop raining, and you know how you hear that, you just hear the rain. It says, and a contentious woman, meaning a woman that fights against you, are alike. Man, and that's why Samson was said he was his soul was vexed unto death. Right, and this is the point right here, right? And he tells her the secret of his strength. And this is what happens, man. And she awoke, right? Judges 16 and 20. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as other times before and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him. So you're not going to realize the Lord took his spirit off of you until it's too late, right? Till your eyes get put out and you're bound with fetters of brass spiritually, right? So this fall out of these hurtful lusts, man. Don't give yourself over to Lupercalia, right? And to you brothers, right? And to you brothers all into this Super Bowl. I don't even know who won. Who cares? Right? Is it First Maccabees? I want us. first. Oh, second Maccabees. Select. I meant second Maccabees. Bear with me, Israel. Salakia. Second Maccabees, I wanted. Second Maccabees 4 and verse 12. Right? So book of Second Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 12. Well, I'm going to start at verse 10. When the king had granted, he had gotten unto his hand the rule. He forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion. I see where I'm at on time. Hold up. Salakia, Israel. Salakia. I'm looking on time. Okay, I'm good on time. Good on time. About to wrap it up shortly. Right? Okay. Start at verse 10 again. When the king had granted, he had gotten into his hand the rule, he forthwith brought his own nation to Greekish fashion, and royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of, Epotomus, who went ambassador to Rome for amnesty and aid. He took away, putting down the governments which were according to the law. He brought up new customs against the law. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and that the chief men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat. Now such was the height of Greek fashions, increase of heathenish manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest. So the whole sports world that's Greekish fashion, man. That's Greekish fashion, right? Understand. Right? Discus was that's where they get the whole throwing of the disc, right? Throwing your football. And the Romans had something like that as well, right? We're going to prove all things. Show you that you're going off. Going the hell off. Right? And notice this man is naked, right? Because this is what the Greeks like to do. Naked. Right? And this is what they was doing. And right, and that hat, right? You got your right? They obviously didn't have exactly the same kind of helmet, but there's no new thing under the sun. There's no new thing that hasn't already been done, right? You got your football helmet. Right? Because look at the shape of it, right? You see that side profile? Let's compare it to a Greek helmet. Let's compare it to a Greek helmet. Right? The side profile is very similar. Right? Because there's no new thing that hasn't been done. There's nothing new under the sun. Right? And there's even Roman, they had their own form of rugby, which is like football. Right? Right? Look at this. You have something called harpastum, right? Roman rugby. Right? Look at the picture. Right? Is this not what happens in football? This is just like it, right? Sports were also practiced naturally in ancient Rome. The game heartspin was popular in the army. It is considered the ancestor of today's rugby, although some believe today's football also comes from this discipline. For according to the descriptions of antiquity, the game had two versions. The first was to place the ball outside the end line, which had a rectangular shape similar to today's soccer field. The ball was mainly passed from hand to hand. It was also allowed to kick it. The second version was about keeping the ball in your half and not giving it back to your opponents. That's literally football. The ball could not touch the ground. The enemy could be stopped by grasping at him or tackling him and fighting him. It was possible to knock down an opponent. Chokeholds were used. They played in teams of 5 to 27 people. Right? So I'm not going to get this whole thing, but you get the point. Right? This whole sports thing is lewd. Right? It goes into your boxing. Right? Look, they got it right here as well. Right? We just read it. We're not gonna, read it again. But all the sports we play, man. Boxing, look at it. Boxing, chariot races, that's like your modern day NASCAR. Right? All this stuff, man, is just lewd. Right? And look at this. Notice, I want you to take notice at how they inspect the slave. Right? They're making sure he's in top physical condition. Right? Slave woman. Right? So look at that. You got two Israelites, man, being inspected like merchandise. And now I want you to compare that to in today's, with the weigh-ins. Your boxing weigh-ins. Look at this, man. Jacob there, look, just proud, showing his body off, right? Got Northern Kingdom, right? And you women, just the same, right? Falling into hurtful lusts, right? Y'all want to, right? Women want to be just like men. Now, I'm not saying you can't get in shape and be in the gym. No, but you should. No, you don't need to do it for hurtful lusts. Women shouldn't be fighting and playing sports. Yes, be at keep in shape, obviously, be healthy, but there's a limit, right? And then even the Roman Colosseums, man, is just like today's stadiums. Right? Tell me what's the difference between this. Right? This is a good picture. Perfect, actually. Hold up. Bear with me. Right? So you can see it. Right? See that? What's the difference between this and a stadium? There's no difference, right? There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing that hasn't already been done, right? It's the same thing all over again, right? And you got to understand this is a means of distraction, right? Hold on, bear with me. Bear with me. All right. I'm play from, all right, I'm play from right here. All right. Listen close. Right. So that's it right there, man. You know, you being willfully distracted, right? You're being, you know LeBron's stat line, you know Pat Mahomes' stat line. You know you're more in tune with FanDuel than you are your heritage, man. This Bible, you should be in this Bible, man. If you're not getting some reading in, watch a class, right? Learn how to serve Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah, right? Stop falling into all this folly. You know, Israel, man. When are we gonna rise up? You know, I want to get out of this place yesterday. Yesterday, man. Aren't you tired of being in captivity, not knowing who you are? Right? The murders, the rapes. Everybody got hope dreams. Everybody wants to be cornbread, and it's madness out here, man. And people in Israel, we got people in Israel gonna freak off still for Valentine's Day. I'm about to wrap it up, but we'll give this closing preset. All right, bear with me. Oh. Leave this one. Oh no, select. It was one. Right? Proverbs 1 and verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? How long, Israel? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Fools hate knowledge. Fools hate the commandments. Fools hate feast days. Fools hate being in decency and order. Fools hate Yahweh. Right? So hopefully you were edified. Right? Valentine's Day is Lupercalia. Right? A lewd, vain, deceitful holiday. Right? This whole Super Bowl, football, all this just is Roman garbage, man. Greek garbage. Greek is fashions. And it's now the Most High God, Yahweh, wants us to be. He's not what he wants us to do, man. You know, use your physical gifts to help your camp, right? Use your spiritual gifts you're given to aid your camp. Woman, stop seeking reverence and roses and chocolates and hearts. Right? And with that, I want to give all honor and praises to Most High God, Yahweh, and his son Yahweh Shah. Shalom, Israel.